What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journos, Comics, and Pop Culture. It is Friday. We are live. Friday Night Live. Boy, what a day. So we have a topic of discussion, as always, and it's a fun one today, and it's just really getting down to talking about why you collect comics. But I'll tell you, man, with the day I had it, this live stream might be more interesting if I just told you everything that happened today. I might do a little of both. I just want to say what's up to everyone that's already here. I'm going to talk about some announcements. We're going to be showing off a few entries to my members only monthly cover submission for the month of September. But let me just give a big shout out to everyone that is hanging out already. David LaRoe, Peter, Dan, Battle 66, Shadow Rat. What is going on, guys? Let's see who else we got. Rich's Comic Emporium. What is going on? Yep. Peter, Matt Stadge in the house. CK, SCP Omega Prime. Happy Friday. Tricky, my awesome winner. Big shout out to Tricky here. Folks, Tricky is a patron member of the channel. Want to give a big thank you to Tricky. Tricky won my patron giveaway of the Daredevil 181 Death of a Lecture copy. And I also had a little bundle there of a few other books I was throwing in. And he is paying it forward and saying, take those. I'll take the Daredevil book, but take those other books, pay them forward, throw them in some other contest. So haven't thought of what I am going to do for yet. I might just give them away in a live stream. Not today, because I just unfortunately didn't have enough time to plan. But maybe I'll just give them away in a live stream to anybody that's here hanging out, and I'll just maybe ask a question, and first person that gets a question right, something like that. We'll think about something. Maybe next week I'll make that happen. But big thank you to Tricky for paying it forward there. 50% of Canon in front of your face, 50% over on the Canon, getting ready for the Canon show as always, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, Comic Book Canon. Tonight, after we are here live, we have AR Comics as our special guest, hopefully guest co-host if he makes it through. Don't miss out, guys. Don't miss out. We are going to have an awesome show. We also have it's a new month. We have a new slab to give away for Fresh from the Comic Shop for the month of October, sponsored by the Whatnot app. So if you guys aren't checking out Comic Book Canon, information is below. Give us a sub over there and see what you can do to try to win yourself it's a 9.8 beauty, guys. That's all I'll say right now. If you want more information, I'll see you over on the Canon. Nerds Being Geeks, what's going on? Let's see, where am I? Nerds Being Geeks, we got the Comic Den, super rad. Oh, Rich says, just discovered your channel today, doing those last 2 CGC vids. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been crazy. All right, we got my most adversary comic journey in the house. What is going on? How are you going to light me up tonight? Oh man, you're gonna do all the lighting yourself, man. You're gonna set the blaze. All right, so folks, okay. As always, welcome. If you aren't subscribed to my channel here and you're just hanging out for the first time, please take some time to do so. Click the little button below. I have 2 membership options to the channel, whether it's via YouTube for $1.99 a month or via Patreon for only $3.99 a month. And I want to say thank you so much to all of my members. I've been saying this for the last couple of months now. It's been a rocky road over the last couple of months. And to all of my members of YouTube and Patreon that have stuck by me over these last couple of months, I truly thank you. I'm truly humbled by your continued support. I know it's been rough. I'm still trying to play catch up, and we're almost there. I was supposed to do the Q&A this week. I didn't get to it yet, but what I did do was I gathered up all your guys' questions, and I was reading through the questions. We had some good questions. I can't wait to do the patron Q&A, so I should be filming that this weekend. Sicilian Comics, what's going on? Travis, that mountain air. So what else? What else, man? We had my last winner of my YouTube contest, Blackout Comics. I finally sent his package out like over a month late, but it got out. All right. What I want to talk about next, guys, is something that started by some community members. Crampa Gamer. What is going on? G Money. So some amazing community members took the time and effort to come together and put something together for me and my family. For those that don't know, we were recently hit with displacement. We had to bail out of our home and exodus from our home for 2 months. We were living out of a hotel because we had some damages done by some crappy construction work. It left both of our bathrooms gutted, and we had mold contamination all throughout the home. It was a really crazy and hectic experience. Anytime I go through those things, I say I count my blessings and be grateful for the things that you do have. We are back in the home right now, but there's still a lot of cleaning up to do and a lot of stuff to still get in order. So my life has still been kind of crazy. I'll talk about my crazy day here in a moment, too, before we get into the topic of discussion as well. But some amazing community members created a GoFundMe. I didn't ask for it. And when it was created and when it was brought to my attention, I was truly, truly humbled. And I said, I don't want to self-promote. I don't want to ask for a handout. None of that. You know, for me and my affiliates, I said, I'm going to let you guys do that if that's what you want to do. From the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful. I really didn't want to self-promote it, though, out of humility, right? You know, because you guys do so much to support me in so many different ways, and just by being here every Friday as well. But the community continued to rally, and folks continue to take this and make it something even bigger. And we turned the GoFundMe campaign into a community raffle. Being that it's now a raffle, being that there are ways for anyone that donates chances to win amazing slabs like this beautiful Red Sonja number 3, Invincible Red Sonja number 3, 9.8. This is the Comics Elite version variant. EGS slab. This is one of 4 slabs that we have going on as well. And I might even throw in another prize, being a Ultimate Fallout 4 facsimile edition, just to throw another prize in there. And maybe we pick I don't know. I'll get with the folks that are running the raffle and see if we could throw one more prize in there. But we have about a month of this raffle running, guys. And I'm going to bring it up on screen just to show you guys here. And the link is below. It's the first link in the description below, guys. This is the GoFundMe that has now turned into a community raffle. Big shout out to Elias and Elizabeth for, you know, creating this and really pushing it. Big shout out to all the community members and YouTubers, Zoris Tiger, you know, Comic Aussie, and obviously Tony, president of EGS, for putting in work to get some of these slabs going, for really coming together. So this is now, like I said, a raffle. And what happens, how it's gonna go down is this, folks. Anybody that donates any dollar amount is gonna automatically get entered into the raffle. I believe, and don't quote me 100%, but I do believe it's every $5 is a raffle ticket. But if you guys want specific details, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll point you guys in the right direction. But again, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and ask anybody to donate anything. But like I said, this is a situation where if you do want to donate, it's basically buying raffle tickets is what you're doing, and the money that you're using to buy the raffle tickets to win some awesome prizes is going to a good cause. All the money that we've accumulated from the fund so far has gone to basically expenses that we were out from everything that's been going on. We had to repaint. We had paint damage in the process of everything. We had the mold containment be ripped down by the mold company and damage our exterior paint job and interior. So there's definitely been some extra expenses. So everything that we collect here is absolutely going to get our house back up in order. So I'm going to pull away from this solo myself screen. So again, guys, like I said, I was really hesitant to even Jay Ward. What's going on, Jay? Fedor. $5 raffle ticket. Thank you. Thank you. Battle Delta confirming. So, again, I was very hesitant to self-promote, but being that, you know, a lot of people put a lot of hard work into this, and I feel like and being that it's a raffle now, if I didn't promote it, I feel like I'm doing all of those people an injustice. So again, I am never one to you know, make anybody feel obligated. You know, like I said, you guys are here watching, hanging out every Friday night. You're watching my videos. That's support. It's always that's huge support day in and day out. But if you want an opportunity to win some awesome books, link is below, guys. All right. So one more thing before we get into Journo's monthly covers and then our topic of discussion. It's so funny. I'm telling you guys. So today, my live shows have been absolutely nuts because I've been running around like a madman and it's really hard for me to prep. So what happened today? You guys want to hear a story real quick? My wife is dropping my son off to school. So we live right here, and my youngest goes to a high school that's west of us, right? About 20 minutes west. My oldest son goes to a high school that's 20 minutes east, and I work in that same school district 20 minutes east. My wife works in the same school district that my youngest son goes to, right? So it kind of works out where I take one son to school, my wife takes another son to school. She gets a flat tire after she dropped my son off, calls the tow. They got to put the spare on. I'm dropping my son off, and I got to come back and get her at the tire shop and bring her home. Then I got to go all the way back to work. Then I got to come home, and it was my youngest minimum day, and my wife didn't have a car, so I had to go all the way west to get my youngest son, pick him up, do grocery shopping. Oh, I actually pick him up and then drop him off. He does robotics class after school, or robotics club, right? I have to drop him on the other side of town to robotics, go to the grocery store, go back, pick him up. And then during this time, my wife had the car was ready with the new tire. I come all the way back. She gets the new tire. She goes to get an oil change 15 minutes this way. They do the oil change. They bring it around to her. She pays for the oil change. She tries to start the car, and it won't start. Oh, my gosh. I'm telling you guys. So they're like, it might be the starter. So then I had to go all the way back and pick my oldest son up. Thankfully, I thought I was going to have to go all the way back and pick my wife up. But they finally kicked the starter around, and it started. Her brother came and followed her to the car shop in town, for the auto shop in town, for her to bring the car in. He's bringing her home. But it was just so funny because of all this happening, guys. And I made it, 4 minutes late? So I'm telling you, man, it's that Parker luck. If one domino hits, everything's going crazy. So I'm amazed that I made it today. I apologize that I didn't have more time to prepare, but at least I got our Journo's monthly covers, guys. So this was for the month of September, and I'm going to show off. We only got a couple submissions. Basically, I run a theme every month. And for September, it was Unsung Heroes. And I did that theme because, what we know September for, at least over the last 20 years, was September 11th, and how that impacted the nation, how it impacted the world. And there was a lot of unsung heroes on that day. that came together, whether it was, firefighters or police or anyone on the ground that or was at ground zero and helping get people out of the buildings, or if it was people that were on the airplanes that rammed the plane in the ground trying to, stop another plane from maybe doing some more damage and hurting some more people. A lot of people came together, and I wanted to theme this month. But of course, Unsung Heroes, these themes can have, it's up for interpretation, right? So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Instagram submissions and see what we got here. So like I said, we only got a couple, but right here we got Peter versus Comics. United States of Captain America #3. Posting this one for September. Journal's monthly covers. This month was Unsung Heroes. Cover says it all. Yes. Now, I don't remember the native individual's name off the top of my head. But, I think this is really awesome. I didn't read the story, but I heard a lot about it. And to have, the good old Captain America, Captain America's history, World War II. He was created to stand up against some of the most evil of evils during that time. And we know what CAP stands for. And then to have somebody of the indigenous tribes of this land, stand side by side with him and work and fight side by side with him for, the same causes and ideals and for the same idea of justice, I think is absolutely awesome. So, Peter, thank you so much for submitting this entry for the month of September, Unsung Heroes. All right, guys. Next up, we have. Oop, my bad. That's last month's. All right, we got X11 Bravo. Beautiful. Look at this with the fire department here. New York Fire Department saluting the heroes of September 11th with an introduction by Mayor Rudolph Giuliani. X11 Bravo says, Journal's monthly covers. Thanks again to Weiwei's Comics for this beautiful and heartbreaking cover. It speaks volumes, and we can't wait to see which unsung hero will be added. Will be adding this to their PC. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm assuming that X11 Bravo is going to be paying that forward to a veteran. It sounds like, but you don't have the full cover here. It's cut off here, but I mean, you guys, you absolutely see what's going on. That looks like it's just pencil. If I can tell, and then is there color in the flag though? It looks like there's some blue in the flag, but definitely a little hard to tell just from the picture, but beautiful pencil work. It looks like, and as a pencil artist myself, just amazing. I mean, capturing the moment. Don't even see the firefighter's face, but it just, with the light, you see the sun and that light shining behind him, holding the flag folded how it should be. And just an amazing piece of art that speaks so much in its silence. Interesting here, a moment of silence. It speaks so much in the silence. It doesn't even need words, right? So I want to thank you guys for your submissions this month. Like I said, it was only 2, so man, I'm kind of bummed that more people didn't submit, guys. I mean, I thought it was a good theme too. I thought we'd have some more awesome submissions. So I'll tell you guys what. So all my YouTube members and all of my Patreon members, I'm going to be thinking about a theme for October in the next coming week. But if I don't post one in the next few days and you guys want to submit an Unsung Heroes one, totally cool. And I'll show them up next week, because if there's any more, show them off. I want to see more under that theme. Battle Delta. Again, thank you so much for joining as a YouTube member. And I love how the YouTube members, when you join, you get the green banner. I know Battle Delta is loving the green banner. PBB, what's going on? The comic criminal, what is up? Okay, guys, are we ready? This is just a very lighthearted topic of discussion today. Actually, before I go into that, I want to say one thing. I had a comment. So many of you may know I did a video this last week showing off my, do I have it here? Do I still have it here? I do. Showing off my 9.8 Amazing Spider-Man 362 that is not a 9.8. If you don't know about it, go watch the video, guys. I won't talk about it. This guy commented on it today, and he said, I bet you $10 that you don't crack it and resubmit it, and then you go sell it as a 9.8 anyways. And I said, I was laughing. I was like, LOL. I said, well, I don't know if you know me, but nope. So I'll take the $10. I accept PayPal or Venmo because for those that know me, I am not selling this because it's mine and my own collection. And also, if I would never take something that I don't feel, even though CGC may have gave it a grade, if this is an 8.5 or a 9.0 to my standard, I would never sell it as a 9.8 because I believe in ethics. And I'm not going to crack it and reslab it because that's just a waste of money for me. But what it allows me to do is this is going to be in my collection forever till I hand it down to my kids or grandkids, whatever the case may be. I can have this as an example of when the sticker grade means nothing. So I may come back a year from now, show this book off again and say, look, this is why, we say buy the book, not the grade. This is why we need transparency. This is why this, that, and this, right? So I just thought that was funny, but all right, guys, this is what we're going to do. All right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get a little sip. I got some ice, sparkling ice, guys. I don't drink soda. I don't know if this is really good for you. It might have like fake sugars in it, but I'm treating myself today because I'm always sipping on water, guys. This is what we're going to do. Why do you collect comics? Now, I'm going to answer that question myself a little bit, but I really want this to be your guys' time to talk about the hobby you love. All right. I can't guarantee I get to everybody's comments. All right. But I'm going to do the best that I can. Okay. So if you want to tell me a little bit about your story, I would wait. Don't comment it yet. Let me talk a little bit because I'm going to tell a little bit about mine. And once I start kind of wrapping up, start sharing your comics. That way, when I'm done talking, I can get to your guys' comments and share your guys' experience and your perspective. So I want to approach this from two angles, guys. I want to approach it from the core that is probably simple and straightforward. Why do we collect? What do we love about the hobby, right? And it's simple, and it's going to be probably different for all of us. But then once I talk about my own experience and I read your guys' comments a little bit, we're going to wrap up taking it from a different angle. And I'm going to be speaking on how it's not just about how we collect comics and why we love comics, but about being respectful and mindful of how others collect as well. All right. So let me share. Oh, Battle Delta likes the ice. Yeah. Oh, sugar-free energy. I can't do the energy drinks. I'm very sensitive to caffeine. I don't even drink coffee, although I worked in coffee for like more than a decade of my life. Funny, right? CK, what's going on? All right. Here we go. Mountain Air said that book should be a 10. Why do I collect comics, guys? For me, it's not a straightforward answer. For me, it's kind of like a child or a friend or a family member that you grow up with that is there for you at different times in your life. Oh my gosh. And before I even, oh my gosh. I might not even get to the topic of discussion today, guys. First off, Comic Journey, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm starting a fund for you to crack and resubmit the ASM. It will make for a great rant on CGC. Definitely great YouTube content. For your information, I can't stand CGC. Well, I appreciate the super chat, and I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Oh, you guys are cracking me up. Hard Knocks, what's going on? AR will be on the Comic Book Canon show, 6 p.m. We're approaching it really quick, so I'm gonna get to my experience, guys. Why I collect comics. Oh my gosh! Oh my! You guys are killing me. That Mountain Air, thank you, thank you. I'm in on that. Oh, you guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. Or what if we send it to CBCS and see how they grade it? Or we can raise enough money to send it to CBCS, see how they grade it, and then once again send it back to CGC. Oh my God, you guys. This is absolutely hilarious. Thank you, Battle Delta. Oh my God. I'm going to have a talk with all of you after the show. Oh man, this is, hey, it's entertaining. Okay, so why am I... Guys, stop interrupting me. I'm just kidding. Obviously, this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. I'm gonna edit this little part out and post it as a standalone short. Okay, look. So that big brother, that best friend, that road dog that changes, that is there for you at different points in your lives. When I got into comic books, guys, it was like it just, as a young kid, it created my artistic spark as an artist. And I was just really into the art. There was something there about the stories as well. And I read as a younger kid. I read the books, starting with the Ninja Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Archie books. But I don't really think I understood what the stories were really doing. But the art there was popping off the pages to me, and it inspired me to really be an artist. And that's why comic books will always mean something really, really special to me, because then I started getting into, the Jim Lee. Jim Lee was a big influence on me. Todd McFarlane, obviously, started copying these artists, and really this is where I became an artist. So the art of the comics will always mean a lot to me. Then when I got back into comics, though, it was the storytelling. And I was a young adult at this time. And the storytelling, really, it spoke to me. And it was some of the newer books. I remember like House of M, and then I got into the Civil War. And, they started speaking to me on a level that I, as an adult, could really find myself being pulled into. And what I was going through in different times in life, these comic book stories that, they're just for kids and they're, picture books and all this stuff, they really were able to get me through some dark times and to have that self-reflection, right? Oh my gosh. You guys are hilarious. Thank you so much. This, now with all these donations, we're going to have a serious talk. We are. We're gonna have to have a talk about this. So basically, comic books served a different purpose for me at different points in times in my life, guys. I abandoned comic books at one point when I was a teenager, and I went down that really dark path. I left comic books, and comic books were always there when I needed them to come back in them. So those things right there, I think, are what mean the most to me, right? But then again, as I get older, I go to school, I get business experience, and then I go and I earn business degrees and I get an education. Then comics start having a different purpose for me, and I start understanding the investment side of comic books. And even as kids, we're bagging and boarding our books and protecting them. We're speculating. So that was always there, and it was fun for us. But now it's on a whole nother level in terms of being able to understand comic books as an investment. And that's fun for me as well. It's fun, and it allows me to take the comic books and come on Journos Comics and create a job of it and provide content for other people, because I'm able to talk about these different attributes that make comic books what they are. So you guys may be seeing a theme here. At different points in my life, I was able to pull different things out of comic books. And now that, I'm, in my 30s and I've been in the hobby for over 30 years, and I could take all those things that I learned and look at what it means to me right now, and it's a piece of all those. And it will always be a piece of all those. And if I ever need to pull out of one thing about comics, I can, and I can still dive into something else about comics. If I don't want to, if I'm being, if I don't have the money to do the investment, I can't buy a key book that I'm looking for, I could still, go and rid the back issue bins for dollar books and have awesome books with awesome art or awesome stories that I can sit and read. Comic books will always serve a purpose for me in my life, no matter what I'm going through or where I'm at. And I can always shift between all the different amazing attributes and facets that I can find that speak to me about this hobby. And there's a good community that allows me to sit here and talk about these things, right? So with that being said, guys, I want to, like I said, I can't promise I want to get to everyone, but I really want to hear your guys' perspective. What is it? And, you could be cliche, you could be simple, or spruce it up, like kind of dive into, the details, maybe express some things that you guys aren't used to expressing on a deeper level about what comic books mean to you and what really drives you to collect. Comic journey. We all have weird ways of doing things, right? Michael says Chris Claremont got me into comics way back in the early 90s. Oh, man. Comic journey. I appreciate it, man. Arthur English, what's going on? Shadowrat says, I like to read comics and I like to collect the art because when I was younger, I used to draw and try to copy the books. Absolutely. Same with me. Phil, what's going on, Phil? I collect comics because that was all created by veterans and their supporters. We are here representing and connecting people and vets using comics. In Battle Delta, yeah, I know that there's that's unique in it's that when comics can transcend what people are going through in reality in life. Well, I don't want to say transcend, but they provide a solace, right? They can provide that escape to people in all walks of life that are going through all different kind of things. Gwen Stacy, comics are the only way I feel connected to the world. That is a very, very powerful statement. And I dig it. I feel that way about comics. I feel that way about music too. Michael Wilson says, it's a hard question. I've never been asked that, but I just love the artistry of comic books, the stories, the art, the presentation. It's one big community, and there's always niches of comics. Absolutely. Nostalgia. Absolutely. How nostalgic they are, that mountain air. Helps me forget a stressful career and remember better times. Escapism, I suppose. Yeah, I see comic books as being an escapism paired with a realism that makes us reflect on the real world around us, but does so in a way where we can escape from it at the same time, if that makes sense, right? Because I think it's this duality that goes on that allows us to be able to look at these superheroes and these characters and understand their flaws and what makes them bigger than life, and look at the world around us, sometimes a very depressing world around us, and it gives us hope. It gives us hope to aspire to, look outside of our fragile existence. But at the same time, we can use that as a way to escape as well, Dan. What does Dan say here? Rush Die Hard, what's going on? See, now I'm getting behind on the chat, guys. With me, Dan says, I don't think I could explain why I have such a deep love for Chronograph. Dan, I hear you. I'll be waiting for that 20-page essay, though, whenever you're ready, okay? Jay Ward, what? Winnie the Pooh versus the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, the chainsaw. Omnis and collecting slabs and variants. Absolutely. So many different niches and different ways of collecting. Surge. What got me going into comics were my brothers and my sisters. I'll try and help them learn how to read. Instead, it was teaching me a lot of things through the years, years later, that I would never stop to get back. That's awesome, Surge. That's a great way. And you're probably sitting there utilizing them, teaching your brothers and sisters how to read, but yet you're taking in all these amazing stories, right? In characters. ABZ says, comics is my midlife crisis, making up for comics I used to have. I hear that. I'm grateful because although, I think my mom threw away a lot of my toys that are worth a lot of money right now, I don't think I lost a few comics, but I was able to keep most of my comics from when I was a kid. Oh, Slots, what is it? If so, big happy birthday to you. That's what's up. Libra season. Rob R, comics saved my life. I hear you, man. I think I could definitely, I've had moments where I felt the same. Jack Kirby, Stan Lee. They were, yep. Yeah, you look at that era, man. Jack Lee, Stan, Jack Kirby, they were all vets, and that's a good perspective. Thank you for clarifying that, too. I think I was speaking more on the how whether you're active military or your vets. I like, when you look at active military too, and you got people that are all around the world, and maybe even some crazy places, maybe in the middle of war, who knows what's going on. And we talk about escapism, right? And what better way to escape than with some Spider-Man or Captain America or, Superman. I like to collect things that just speak to me. Excuse me, guys. All right. Let's see what we got. Guys, we are 27 minutes away from the canon. Try to read some more comments maybe for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll start wrapping it up here. I do have some final words, okay? So we'll get to some more comments. But before we go and before you guys head out, I'm going to make sure I say some final words as well. Norin Rad. Yes, the comic cards. Spider-Man comic book cards got me into comics. The comics are my escape from reality. Man, your brother had some grails, Serge. I'm into comics for the money. Slot says, I'm into comics for the money. If a mechanic fixes cars, with my knowledge, I will sell books. Hey, look, and again, What did I say before I started diving into this topic? And that's what my final words are going to be. We find different things that we love. And slots, that's all good. That's all good. It's a facet of this hobby. Comic Talk Weekly, what's going on? Let's see what else we got. Oh my gosh. David. Thank you so much. Let's do this. Crack it, crack it, crack it. Thank you, man. Like I said, we're going to, I can't really address it today. You guys are hilarious. Robin Comics, what's going on? Empire Comics. It is a very deep question, Dan. I hear you. Travis Tubbs, my first comic was a free comic book out of a cereal box as a kid, and I was hooked. Still had that comic also. That's awesome, Travis. Thank you for sharing that. Wow, hey, Comic Journey, thanks for sharing this. Connected with the Hulk because as a kid I was overgrown and fat, usually had people pick fights with me. All I wanted was to be left alone. Like the Hulk, I would kick the bully's ass and get in trouble. Thank you for being so candid and sharing that. And there you go. We relate to these things. We really do. I think that was one of the brilliance of Stan Lee and the storytelling, and obviously kudos and being paired with the greats like Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, who had so much input on the creating these characters. But I think Stan Lee was the one that really said, we need to make these people relatable. We've had, Amazonian gods and, Playboy billionaires with toys and crazy, overpowered aliens, right, that are practically invincible. But how do we get your average everyday normal people that end up getting this great power comes great responsibility, and look at what they go through to overcome these obstacles, and how they understand that sense of responsibility. And I think that's why they call it the Marvel Age, man. And producing characters and creating the stories around those concepts, I think really spoke to those kids of that generation, and they speak to the adults of today. Dan comes home every day, goes into my age room, and enjoy being surrounded by comics, video games, and things that make me happy. Absolutely. BBB. I collect comics for the money. Hey, no shame. No shame. Goonish loves the art and the nostalgia, for sure, for sure. Empire says, I started when I was 12 after the Marvel Series 1 cards. Yes, in the comics for the picks. Then got into the stories. Now I'm a reader, collector, investor, and speculator. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Empire, for sharing that. Goonish, all about the community. I like to hear about when people are excited about reading a new title or an old arc. Indeed, indeed. Oh, big shout out to Spine Ticks for sure. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Every Saturday. Dan meant game room, not age room. You guys are hilarious. You guys are absolutely hilarious, man. Comic Talk Weekly, what do we got here? Edgar Rice Burroughs' novels brought me into comics from Marvel's Tarzan and John Carter in the early 80s. That's awesome. What was that book that I read by him? The Lost Continent. That was a good book. The Lost Continent, I believe it was called. I think it originally had another name. It was like for degree 40, like something like it was a degree, you know, on the what is it, you know, like if you're a ship and you're using the degrees, longitude and latitude. I think that was the original name for the book, and then they changed it to like the Lost Continent. All right, folks, we are almost out of time here. I wanted to get some last words in. Comic books are for the people. That's what's up. That is what's up. Tasia, yes. Pedro's in the house. I collect for the love of superheroes. Marvel got me hooked with G.I. Joes. Says that Mountain Air. That's what's up. Oh, man. I love you all too. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, guys. I got some final words to say here before we go, but before I state my final words, again, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, guys, please do so. Please do so. I appreciate you guys being here every week with me live. I make content almost every day of the week, although it's been crazy the last 2 months. And we do have our Comic Book Cannon show coming up in just about 20 minutes, guys. Styles, what's going on, Styles? Styles, one of them superpowers and cool gadgets. That's what's up. But with that being said, guys, my final words is this. I hope that all of you guys took in everyone's experience with comic books, how personal it is, how cliche it may sound. Maybe they're in it for the money. Maybe they really just like investing. And comic books are a solid investment. Maybe they're a little bit of all. And I always say, I've said plenty of times on my channel, I am a little bit of everything. You know, I'm mostly a hoarder. And, you know, but I care about the return on investment and about the investment value, right? I collect for the art. I like to buy keys, but I also buy run fillers. Comics speak to all of us in so many different ways. And there's a story out there for everyone. And the point of me doing this show tonight wasn't just to hear all your guys's, you know, reasons of why you collect. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wanted to hear, and I wanted everyone to hear, and I wanted to share it. And that means something. But there's a meaning there. And it means that we're all different. And our differences is what we find in the comic books, right? I may pull up this comic and find something. It may speak to me differently than if Dan pulled up this comic book or Jay pulled up this comic book, right? But we all might find meaning in it. I might pull up this comic book and find meaning in it, but maybe Battle Delta doesn't. And I pull up this comic book and I find no meaning in it, but Battle Delta does, right? Who said they like variants? I forget. I apologize. But maybe somebody just really loves this art. Maybe it speaks to them. Maybe they never read a comic book in their life, but they look at this art and they're like, that really, really means something. Right? I mean, there's just so many things. I have an aspiring son that's an aspiring artist that loves anime. Maybe he sees this and that's what makes him happy, right? Maybe you like the thrill of investing and speculating, and you're out to check out the previews, and you're just fascinated with the fact that you can buy books and put them back on the market and make money, right? You know, maybe you're about the nostalgia, and, you know, you just want to, you know, something that was there as a kid and sending it out to CGC and putting it in a plastic slab means something to you because it's a nostalgic thing for you. Comic Journey. Thank you, Comic Journey. Thank you so much for the membership. Maybe some of you guys have never sold a comic book in your life. Maybe some of you guys don't care about the monetary value and you just want to put books in your pull list and read awesome stories. Maybe you haven't read a comic and you're just in it for the art. Maybe you like to speculate. Maybe you like to speculate and flip books so you can make money to buy grails that you're going to keep in your collection and pass down to your kids. Maybe certain stories speak to you and certain stories don't. Maybe you completely don't understand certain stories, but maybe somebody else does. Not everything is for you, but comic books are for everyone. Let me repeat that. Not everything in comic books is for you, but comic books will always be for everyone. You know what I mean by that? Do we all know what I mean by that? I'm not entitled to own every book at a discounted price or cover price. I'm not. If a book gets hot and the value of that book goes up, I'm going to be happy for whoever can own that book. I'm not entitled. I'm not entitled to having every story speak to me. I'm not entitled for every story to represent me in my life, in my culture, and where I come from, and my background, or what's nostalgic to me or what's meaningful to me. I'm not entitled to that. But I know that there is always going to be books out there, whether it's the art, the story, or the investment purpose, that are going to speak for me and speak to me. And those books that don't speak to you, I guarantee you, they're going to be speaking to somebody else. Maybe somebody that hasn't been spoke to their whole lives. Maybe that comic book that didn't speak to you is going to speak to somebody for the first time in their life, where they feel that they have purpose on this earth. And that is the point of my message today. If you have a YouTube channel about comics, and all you do is talk about how something's ruining comic books, you don't love comic books. I'm going to say that again. If you have a YouTube channel and all you do is talk about what's ruining comic books, you don't love comic books. If all you do is watch YouTube channels that only talk about what's ruining comic books, and all you do is comment in those channels' videos and talk about what's ruining comic books, you might not really love comic books. So I ask you all to take heed and ask yourself, do you really love comic books? Because if you do, you'll be able to come into these chats on your YouTube, into the comments of other people's YouTubes, and you'll be talking about everything that you love about comics and what makes it special to you. On that note, folks, that's the show for tonight. Thank you for being here, for hanging out with Friday Night Live. Thank you guys all so much for the super chats, the new memberships. We'll have to really have an engaging discussion about this book. We really are over maybe the next couple of weeks, but I appreciate you guys. We're 13 minutes away from Comic Book Canon. Big special guest, AR Comics. So I really hope to see all of you guys there. Be well, guys. See you over on the Canon. Peace.